Monogam-ish contains content intended for mature audiences. The views expressed here are for entertainment purposes only. Please enjoy the show.
Hi, Ishes! Welcome to Monogam-ish.
I know.
I'm so excited. Somebody that has that same type energy is here.
Oh, my people's already.
I know.
It's the
You
first time.
guys have just met each other, but you guys have so much in common already.
And you are who today?
I am Miss Justina Fullwood.
And I am Kenji. And welcome to Monogam-ish.
This episode has a lot of high energy.
Hey, okay, before we go on, I'm sorry, guys. So, I know you've never been to our club before, okay? But the last time I was at the club, these two guys came up, and they're some really big fans of ours, and they said, please, can you just give us a shout out, okay? My wife knows them, all right? So, shout out to Ruben, okay? And shout out to Jose and his lovely wife, Ileana, all right? There you go. So now
Now
let
we
us
can start
please.
the show.
Shout-outs are so important.
Aren't
Very
they, though?
important.
Yeah.
Aren't they, though?
Yeah.
Like, this is there's some really cool people, man. And so,
Yes.
we've had really good conversations. And so he was just like, Kenji, will you please do it for me? I said, I got you.
And it's
I got you.
ultimately all about, the connection that you're able to get with people who like the art that you're putting forward.
Exactly.
That's whenever, once you take it outside of yourself and you see them as part of what you're doing, shout-outs. Gots to do the shouts out.
And we love our Ishes.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
And
So-
we love how many people have been able to come up to us and have learned something from our show, because that's really what we want to do, and that's what we're hoping we're going to do with you guys today.
Yes.
Awesome.
So today, folks, we're introducing my man Ace and his man Sweeney.
Welcome,
Hello,
you guys.
gentlemen.
Hello.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
I know.
I love
Appreciate
how
it.
you guys love the studio.
Mm-hmm. It has a wonderful ambiance. I was saying earlier that Gomez has shown me pictures. We call him Gomez. You guys call him Drew, but
Same.
Sames.
Fabs. Yeah, he's shown us pictures, but it just really doesn't do it justice because it just has this wonderful energy.
I know.
You have to feel the energy.
Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it? And you're
It does.
downtown, and you're
Yeah.
it's right in the spot, right in the middle of everything.
The
you
drive
know?
here is really epic. You are literally in between skyscrapers.
Yes.
It's as downtown as downtown gets.
This was our first time taking the 20th Street exit.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah.
This is, we've taken it out of the stadium, been to the stadium, taken it out, but I've never taken off the 25. I'm like, oh, this is actually
Like,
pretty nice.
Into town, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay,
yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's nothing. There it goes,
Boom.
and then it's like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
everything's right there. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
nice.
It's a
Six-
super picturesque city. You could tell that people were thinking about it, as they built it. You coming from LA, there's some parts of the city and you were like, they did not think about how this was gonna all turn out in the end, But Denver's beautiful, every single corner.
It is. It really is.
Yes,
We're blessed.
it is. Yes,
It's
it
sad
is.
to see a lot of the businesses closing down here. We're happy that COVID is starting to open things back up again, and
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
finally.
things are starting to normalize.
Yeah,
I-
huge loss of culture here, but
I know.
hopefully we can just bring it back even stronger.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
So we always start with a very first question of you basically describing your sexuality to us and your relationship with each other.
Okay.
So anybody want to jump in first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
I identify as bisexual.
Okay.
Ace is my first longtime boyfriend who ended up becoming my husband.
Oh,
So-
congratulations.
Yeah.
Same with him.
Congratulations,
First
you
boyfriend.
We got married
Really?
almost 2 years ago. So yeah, we've been together for almost 10 years, which is a million lifetimes in gay years.
So
Yeah.
in gay years, so enlighten us. So
Yes.
gay
It's
relationships.
It's like dog ears or what?
It's exactly like dog ears. Yeah, it's I heard that joke from our barber whenever I first told him I've been with my boyfriend for at that time it'd been 7 years or something. He's like, that's a million gay years. And because I think the thing about gay relationships is you kind of maybe know what you want a little bit more. Whenever you're with the opposite sex, there's just this huge great variety. But growing up as a queer man, a lot of your intersectionality combines and a lot of your paths combine. So it's just easy to get on that level, know what you want. I think a lot of it just plays its course quickly sometimes, but
Nice.
Nice.
And
I identify as a gay man.
okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I did have a girlfriend in high school, but that ran its course. Found this guy pretty shortly after and couldn't let him go.
Oh wow.
Grab that shit.
So
Wow.
when did you know? So when you were dating the girl, did you have an idea that this wasn't what you were looking for?
Yeah. It was a year or two into college afterwards. It was just I did a production of Chicago the musical at my college, and I'm like, okay, this is these boys. That's what I am.
That's what you
Like, yep.
Okay. Okay.
Live
Nice.
from the tribe.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so where'd you
Just had to
guys?
find where I fit. Oh, so after that, then I went downtown. This is Bakersfield, California. This small town in California. They had a downtown theater, community theater, went there, got an audition for a show, got in, and then a month later, this guy comes along, moves to California, he wants to meet friends. It's the only place he knows how to make friends is the theater, so he goes downtown, auditions, we meet in the same play, and then
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. And
Oh,
then you guys
wow.
got married 2 years ago?
Yes,
Yeah,
under
2
the
summers.
Church of Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yes. and,
Enlighten me.
Yes, please. I don't know what that is.
Cthulhu is H.P. Lovecraft. He's a horror writer.
I know.
We're like really, really big nerds. So it's like
Love it.
there's a bit of a joke, but also sincere in the way that like I've been reading Lovecraft since I was like 12 years old or something.
Uh-huh.
So it was really, really fun. Our wedding, we had a huge wedding party, and everyone played instruments. So our whole wedding party played Talking Heads. We were just talking about that before.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
And
man, how
we all walked up.
amazing.
We had our dogs, our whole family like surrounding us, and like everyone playing music around us. And then like he did this, this Cthulhu Lovecraftian vows. One of our bandmates, and then that was the day that like it rained so bad that the 36 like imploded.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
So we consider that a blessing of chaos.
Oh, yeah.
From the
Yes.
Good luck if it rains
And
on your wedding day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And knowing now,
And now I
knowing
can
you
see
guys,
that
I'm like,
Atlantis
yeah.
Morissette song.
we
Oh,
had that
God, I love
blizzard
it.
2 months ago, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
2 feet of snow everywhere around here 2 months ago. That was the wet. Before that, our wedding day 2 years ago was the wettest day on record.
Really?
Oh, wow.
They held the record till that
Wow.
blizzard. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's
okay.
definitely
so, like,
good luck.
Cthulhu wept for us that day.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
So when you guys got together, were you always exclusive while you dated?
Yeah, so we were exclusive for a pretty long time, except for the fact that the first time we ever got together was actually during a threesome.
Oh.
But then after that, like, we're both really shy. So we got together and like we had
Stop
this
it.
threesome, and then we literally didn't get together or kiss or do anything again for like a couple months. We were both so shy about it. We were like, "Oh, was that just like a fluke?" And then we were just like, "No." And we got together. We've been together ever since. But then we kind of started dabbling, in like having threesomes and doing group stuff again. And we had a couple times that were just like not incredibly encouraging, so we took a break. And then recently we've gotten back into it and had some just fabulous experiences, and now like we're really, really exploring it more than ever before now.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So how do you classify your relationship then?
We're trying to figure that out. I was just talking to Drew's wife and asking her, I was like, what is, like, the only label I really care about is good human. Like, good person.
Yep.
So, like, I don't really concentrate on labeling, but now that it's relevant in the way that, like, we might be, like, looking for somebody and it can just convey that, like, we're just going with open right now. Like,
Okay.
we have yet to find a better, like, term. I still don't feel like open fits the bill, but maybe it does. We're still getting to know how to label that.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So my wife and I just do it together.
Yeah.
Like that is, that's our thing.
Mhm.
So
that's what we pretty much been.
Have-
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Like it just comes
together.
down to we have another person, we do it together.
that's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
with guys. I mean, but Ace
Well, yeah.
has no interest in girls, but like, I definitely do. Like before Ace, like I pretty much like was exclusively with women, like, and so I love being with women, and it's been a long time, but we talked about it, and he's just separately just like, do your thing, like, I'm not interested, like, in that course. But anytime that it's like with a male, we always consider it like first and foremost our experience as a couple, like, you know, because there's so much to explore.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you still play with women?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And do you tell Ace, like, hey, I'm going to go play with this person? And, like,
Yeah.
Well, of course, you know.
Yeah, we're completely open. Like, you know, that's like the really like hardest rule is like, because we're still, you know, we're really young in like this whole experience, and
Yes.
the number one rule is like talk about it and be open.
Communication.
Yeah, and then if we feel uncomfortable with something, then we can just be like, maybe let's not do that again, you know, like, or whatever. And we have set that boundary. Like, we did the anon thing, you know, where you're just like, come over, like, you know, like, and we were like, not into it. Afterwards, we're like, okay, we're not going forward. Like, that's off limits to both of us.
It's
like,
Right.
it's funny that you say, you know, like your first few experiences were like super, because same here, you know, and
Yeah.
we're
we
like,
have to learn how to do it.
Right.
It's like
So
learning how to
funny.
do it all over.
Well, it's partially that, but it's also a big part of it is no, we always say no expectations. And so sometimes things wouldn't happen that we were kind of expecting to happen. And then other times things would happen and we thought everything was on the same page and we had multiple conversations. And then we get into the bedroom and it's like, you know,
It's
I don't
like,
know
yeah.
Wait
if
a
you had
second.
earplugs in during that time, but
All
It's
the-
like, wait a second. Wait a
Right.
second. How are we not vibing here?
Right.
We
Yeah.
vibed there.
Yeah.
all
you know,
day.
yeah. It's
So-
really interesting.
Yeah, sometimes we found that we might get along with them outside of the bedroom and not so much inside the bedroom.
Yes. And, you know,
And
so,
vice
That has
versa.
also happened with some of our, you know.
And so now our thing is, because, you know, like, it's a couple, so we usually hook up with another couple. But the whole
Ah.
four-way has to be okay together, you know, is
Yeah.
like, sometimes that just does not happen, you know?
Right.
And
So are you guys-
and so, you know, like, we tend to float towards, you know, like, singles now, you know?
Mhm.
And where it's like, you know, you could just pick and choose whether it be a man or a woman, you know, and go, oh, okay, you know, like,
Yeah.
That's
you
easier.
float our boat tonight,
It's
or,
easier
you know,
for
like,
three
you know what I'm saying?
people to try to get along
Yeah.
versus every
Yeah.
time you add in a
Yeah.
person, it exponentially
'cause
gets
then
harder.
you're
It's
just
two
agreeing
people
on
plus their
two.
relationship that they
Right.
bring along. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, oh gosh.
So
I hear ya.
true. So are you guys oh my gosh, I completely forgot my question. You know, the vodka and cranberry.
Oh, no worries.
I'll remember it.
It'll
though.
come back.
Yes. Yeah.
So, do you ever get jealous of the female relationships that he has?
No. Sweeney hasn't had too many on the female side, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, the thing
But
is
as long
about-
as I know the person, you know, I know the intention. So, like, if we, like, any partner that we get together with and we leave town for whatever reason, you know, for a week or two, you know, we wouldn't mind each other if whoever was at home was with that partner, you know, over the weekend or whatever, you know. We
Got
knew
it.
that person, already had relationships with them, you know. There's a,
yeah.
there's a, what am I looking for? Security right
Yes.
there, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely like an understanding,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
of, you know, like the expectations of, you know, what's going to go on
Mhm.
when you're there that weekend.
And it
Right,
sounds
yeah.
like it's primarily a sexual relationship for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is like there's such a longer courtship process with any girl. Like, you know, and I mean, like, people talk about like hookups and stuff, but like, I mean, completely to be real, for anything that's worth it, like, you know, like, there is like something of a longer process. And like, I'm not really sure how to come at it anymore, because like back whenever I used to date girls, like, you know, it was easy. Like, I didn't have a husband, but now like it's like, you know, like, do you come at it like a single guy? Do you come at it like a married guy? Like, we know our boundaries. Like, is that something that should be established with the partner? Because I think it should be, you know, but also at the same time, it's like you guys were talking about, like, the spontaneity element, and there's a lot of other factors that come in, like, you know, and
I believe it.
but
I
like,
believe it.
yeah, I mean, you
Gosh,
get
man.
those guys together, and it's just like wham bam, thank you, ma'am, so much easier. There's like a lot less courtship, you know, like, so lately, yeah, like everything that we've been doing and all of our prospects have like mostly been with guys. Like, with COVID, it's been especially hard, like, to meet girls, you know,
Mhm.
like
Oh, man.
the female market has been rather dry.
Like she
these days.
says, you know, casual sex is gone.
Yeah.
COVID
Yeah.
wiped that shit
Yeah.
out.
But
you know?
honestly, like, is that so bad? I mean, like, because semi-casual sex is just as fun, in
This
my
is true.
opinion. You know,
So
With
where
a
do you-
partner. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Where do you primarily meet people now because of COVID?
So we just meet people at our house, and like we will just kind of try and like feel it out longer than we used to. You know, like
But I mean, initially, are you meeting these people online and then inviting them to your home?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we've been meeting people through like Grinder and Tinder lately. You know,
really?
like
Okay, so a lot of the apps.
yeah, because even when you do go to the bar, like like they kind of want you to stay at your table, and it's still so
Right.
hard to socialize. Like
Right.
you know, like
yeah.
and that's the thing too. Like it's hard to figure out like if you vibe with somebody online.
Right.
You know, like getting together. There's an immediate spark. There's an immediate chemistry, and you just know.
Exactly.
Like but like online, you're like, are you a creep? Like you can like seem really normal for a long time.
And
you
then
know,
meet
like
in person, you're like, oh my god, this is nothing what we actually thought
Yes.
it would be.
False
right?
marketing,
Right?
girl. False marketing.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely of the organic type. You know.
So,
Yeah.
have you guys ever discussed polyamory?
We've talked about it, but not till mostly recently, and it's been mostly inspired by Drew and Trish, his wife.
Okay.
Trish is one of my absolute best friends.
Oh, nice.
So
Yes, she is.
she
I
is
love Trish.
the
She's the woman.
best. I love her. And we were literally just talking about it the other day, and like if there was ever something that like were to develop between like like a woman, like that would definitely have to be polyamory. But lately we have, and I can't give too many details, but we have a friend who was kind of talking about like the third situation, which is like so popular in the gay community right now, and we were like, maybe, like like so. I mean, everything's just so different now, like coming off of COVID, like
Yes, it is.
oh,
gosh.
but I think it becomes more and more of a subject between us, like the poly thing, like, but just as the discussion more than anything.
So, backing up, you guys are married, so obviously marriage is important to you. How were you guys raised? Were you raised religiously?
I mean,
Were you?
I was raised around religion. Gomez and I grew up in the same small town, which was extremely religious. Our graduating class was like 89 people or something like that. Little oil town in New
It
Mexico.
would have been better if it was 69.
We should have had 20 more drop out.
You fuckers.
I don't think that would have been hard. So religion was everywhere. I had like very religious, grandmothers, but my dad is like a militant atheist, and my mom is just a hippie spiritualist. Love everybody.
Oh my god.
Oh,
so they
nice.
just were like, all right. You
Yeah.
do you.
I mean, like
I love it.
I aspire to be my parents. Like they will always party harder and love harder than I ever can. I will always be trying to learn how to do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Your parents are like my damn idols.
Yeah,
I would
they're
love to meet them.
fabulous.
I would love to meet them.
Oh my gosh. All of my friends, like I make friends and then like, we party and then we build this thing and then they party with my parents. Like your parents are way cooler than you.
See? We
Like-
do that with
That's
our kids too.
hilarious.
And their
Yes.
friends are like, do you guys know how cool your parents are? And they're like, "Dude, they're not. Our parents are not. And I'm all like, come on.
They're all in high
Really?
school though, right?
Yes.
It
Yeah,
will be
almost.
a short
It's-
amount of time.
Yeah, it's like high school and the end of middle school. So
Yes.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
mean like, also good for you guys for both being parents. Like you're both such beautiful people. Like you
Aw.
both look so fabulous today. I've already commented off camera many, many times on how
Oh,
damn
thank
good you both
you
look.
better stop it. We appreciate this.
We
But,
love our kids.
We love our
There
love
are
our
5
kids.
broke best friends.
You know, they're young men, and so I try to set a good example for them.
Mm.
Okay, because you have to put in a little extra effort.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
nowadays, and so it's. Please stop with the fucking joggers and the mismatched socks.
I
Like,
Oh my
God,
gosh.
The style
please,
these
the
days.
style, and I'm just like, come on,
But there's another element that I really, really love from these high school boys, which is how they're starting to like embrace the androgyny, like without the femininity. And of course, I love embracing the
100%.
femininity, but
Mhm.
like you can literally see like a boy like walking in a skirt, but like everything else is masculine. He's got like a t-shirt, he's got like hairy legs, like hairy
Mhm.
chest.
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, yes, girl, like work it. Like I love how they're just throwing some of these fashion
You know,
taboos aside.
It's
like,
fashion, and
Yeah.
everybody's personal sense of fashion should not like it shouldn't dictate like how you feel about me
Yeah.
or you feel
Yeah.
about me or you feel about me. Like if I want to wear a skirt, great. If I want to wear a
Yeah.
3-piece suit, that's who I am.
exactly.
you know,
it's
and
all
so-
about your vibe.
You know,
Like-
That's what I love about our place that we go to, the ranch, because
Oh, the ranch, the infamous
yes,
ranch.
the infamous
my
ranch.
Oh,
Because
goodness.
you can literally wear anything there. Now, within reason, I think baseball bats are off limits for men, or baseball bats, baseball hats.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Baseball bats. I was like, is that like when you just wear a sock? I'm all,
I was trying to think, where are you going with this one?
like just an athletic sock, right?
Okay.
Exactly.
It's a baseball bat from now on. Just so it's something.
So it's awesome because you can literally show up in a 3-piece suit. You can show up naked. You can wear anything in between as well. And so that being able to express that for us, it's our costume.
I'm so happy you guys
Every
have
day.
that. I find that that's just generally lacking in the Denver community. Like coming
agree.
from a really, when you're in West Hollywood or when you're in like the Pacific Northwest, it is a totally different gay scene, and it's the sort of same thing. Like like you can walk in and like your underwear and nothing, and like I was saying, like a Peter Pan costume, like
Right.
and it's
See.
all just gonna be fabulous.
See.
And
Oh, man.
What
See,
are your favorite places here like that?
oh my gosh, well, I love X Bar here. I love
Oh.
X Bar because they have some of the best drink specials. It's a really fun gay bar where I don't feel like people are expecting me to be like a certain kind of gay. Like, because like I see myself as like extremely queer, but like there's a lot of things, like sometimes I like to be like on the more heavily mask side of things. And you go to like a place like Trax, like, dressed like this, and you might turn a few more heads in a bad way than like if you go to like X Bar or Hamburger Mary's, like
Interesting. Okay, so I've been
I
to
love
I've
Hamburger
been to
Mary's.
those places. Yeah, we've been
I
to those
have-
places. So I see
I-
what you mean. I see what you mean.
I
Yeah.
have not been to Hamburger Mary here.
No, you have to go on a bingo
What?
night.
Do you know where it's
I did,
at?
actually, I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
Girl.
I know, girl.
It's
Why have you
yeah.
not taken this man? Right?
So I just got him into drag. This, like, in COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's like, it's new to him, and we're actually going to
Not
go
like
see a
got
drag
me
show.
in drag, but like
No.
got into drag.
yeah.
Like
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's so funny because I've gone to these places, even before this, and
Mhm.
so everybody's just like, "What are you doing here? You're not gay." And I'm like, "Dude," but you know what's so fucking funny? Gay men party harder than anybody else,
Mhm.
and I fucking I'm the goddamn party. And hey, we haven't
Yes.
partied yet, but goddamn it, we will.
I can't wait to see what he's got.
And they love
So-
him.
and
Like
so-
everywhere we
yeah,
go.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because you give off, like, a safe vibe. Like, like,
Yeah.
you give off a bit of, like, a sort of a queer vibe yourself that's just, like,
I know.
I love it.
And guys,
Like,
some guys
and
don't.
I don't mean sexually queer. I just mean, queer.
I know. It's because I'm like really touchy-feely and really happy, and everybody's like, I
Yeah,
don't know
and-
about you. You know what?
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys. So last week at our bar, at our ranch, the first time, I had a lesbian come up to me and tell me, she was like, this is the first time ever that she goes, I usually like dislike people, but I really like, and you and your wife together make my panties really wet, and I want to fuck you both, and so I'm gonna have to step away from this conversation because
You're like, girl, step in.
and
Step
I'm just
into
like,
the conversation.
oh my god, that really fucking like it flattered me because I've never turned a lesbian out. I'm just like, oh my
I
god.
remember the
hey.
first lesbian I turned. That was a wonderful day.
Oh my
Kenji.
I
god.
remember like it was yesterday.
I love it. I love
Kenji
it.
tells everybody he's a lesbian. He's like,
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
lesbian.
I know.
Well, obviously,
I know.
it's like I tell
I
Trish,
know.
like I'm like, you're a gay man in a woman's body. You're obviously a lesbian in a straight man's body.
I know.
Like, I
Exactly.
mean, yeah.
Thank you. We're right
Which
there.
Yeah, I mean,
Right
like,
there.
and in a way, like that is like, whenever I say queer, I just mean anything that's like not heteronormative. And I think there's something about heteronormativity, like with guys that just like wants a guy to be an asshole, like, and wants a guy to be like,
Oh, he's an
grumpy.
asshole too.
Oh, I am an asshole. Don't get me wrong.
You know,
He
like,
checks
but-
that box.
but but it's not like that. Like I'm usually an asshole, like because like somebody needs it.
oh, well, that's different.
He's
That,
a Gemini.
That's just
I'm a
you know,
Gemini.
that's just a read, darling. I mean, and reading is essential.
And she tells me, she's like,
Fundamental.
you're really harsh, and I'm just like, you know what? I just tell it like it is. I'm a realist.
Yeah.
If you need me to tell you like it is, I have to tell you.
I
Like
always tell
you know.
him, I'm like, you are so shady, but if you want the beautiful tree, you have to deal with the shade.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I love it. If you want the beautiful tree, you have to deal with the
shade.
shade.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it.
Well, and honestly, he's not a hater in general,
Yeah.
ever.
Ever.
So
Yeah, I love everyone.
I love love. I say it all the time. That's my favorite
Yes.
thing. I love love.
Love is love.
Love is love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is love. And so he honestly he will be able to tell somebody at the ranch that is there with the wrong intent. Like, you're
my
full of shit. You need to go home and tell your wife where you're at, and you're not going to get laid here, and see you later.
Because
And they'll come back and be like, bro, where have you been? I love you. Like, I missed you.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I tell him the same shit. Hey, where's your wife? Hey, does she know that you're here? Hey, are you fucking lying to her again, you piece of shit?
The
Right.
other thing,
And
like,
they will. And they'll just be like, well, no, not really. And I'm just like, dude, don't fucking talk to me. And yet, will tell me bye on the way out.
Right.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm not your friend.
They love him.
people, they're weird. Like, people are terrified of conflict, but also, like, indefinitely appreciative of realness.
When you call
Right.
them on their bullshit,
Like-
they respect you so much more.
It's
They're
so-
like, oh,
it's like-
okay.
It makes sense, but in a way, it's also super dumb. I mean, like, it's like, girl, like, really, like, that's how we establish respect here. Okay, like, whatever.
So we have a gang. It's called the Pinecone Gang because we're in Colorado, and why the fuck?
We have a cat named Pinecone.
Well, in the I love you have a cat named Pinecone.
Yes.
No, like, this gang is like it's on my license plate.
That's
It's a
it.
legit gang, like the Pinecone Gang.
Fabulous.
And our motto is own your shit. Like, just own your shit. I'm gonna call you out if you need to be called out, and
Yeah.
and don't think that it's not because we don't love you. Own your shit, and then let's move
Pinecone
the
gang.
fuck on.
Prickly,
Yeah,
right?
fucking
Like,
hey, man.
hard
yeah.
and prickly.
Fucking A, man.
So if we don't need to say the words, sometimes we just need to pick up a pine cone and throw it at him.
Mm.
And everybody in the gang kind of gets the gist. Oh, I need to
Yeah.
to shut my mouth.
That's a
Uh-huh.
pretty good reminder of Pinecone like,
Yeah.
Right.
flying right at you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, that'll do it.
God damn it.
So we love it that he's always been, and honestly, he's taught me that because we've been together now.
11 years going on 12.
Yep. And
Ah.
and honest, when we got together, it was busy because our kids were
Young.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my gosh. That is
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's enough of them.
Mhm.
And I was just starting my business, and so it was a lot of seeing each other in passing, and
Oh my gosh.
over
Yeah.
time, he's taught me so much, and that's one of the main things. I would always smile and put a happy face on, even when the person wasn't very nice to me or
And
didn't
he's like,
deserve
"Girl,
it.
just be real.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
I'm all,
like,
let it
"Just
flow.
fuck them."
The first time I'm like,
Yeah.
are you fucking serious? Did this just fucking go down? And she's all, what? No, what? And I'm all, oh my God. You didn't say anything? Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Or
No,
I'm the one
no.
that always
Yeah.
apologizes. Girls do that a lot.
Yeah.
We'll apologize for every little thing, and he taught me not to do that shit anymore.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah. Like, especially like a woman like as beautiful, like, and with a presence like yours,
Aw.
it's like, girl, you don't need to apologize for shit.
It's you know
You
what?
know,
See,
like-
here's the thing. No, hold on. My wife, hell yeah, because it's her presence and her fucking beauty. Fuck
You
yeah.
guys.
But
It's
you
just
know
You
what?
guys all.
But you know what? It's a lot of women. Regardless, they just say sorry just
Uh-huh.
because.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, and I'll tell
It's a
them
habit.
anywhere. I tell them, why did you tell me sorry? Like that has nothing to do with your fault. Do
Right.
not say sorry. Own it's shit. You're good. You're good.
Mhm.
Please don't say that.
It's
you
true.
know.
It's
'Cause,
like,
dude, just
set every fucking woman free. I just like, set them like, yeah. No, I agree. I think that like we're just getting started, like breaking down the fucking patriarchy, like, and I mean, like, talk about a big fucking wall though. I mean,
Right.
like, it needs every motherfucker with every goddamn sledgehammer, like cracking at that bitch,
Right.
like, but it's insane. I mean, like, because I just grew up, like, I grew up literally like the only boy in my family. My mom is one of 5 sisters. All of my cousins were girls. I mean, it's just
Ah.
like, I was just like,
do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a
or
sister.
sisters? Well, just
Yeah.
one sister.
yeah. And so it's just like,
Wow.
literally surrounded by the baddest bitches. Like, my whole life, like, just
I
learning
love
to
it.
love and appreciate, like, I mean, I played as Princess Peach in Mario Kart every goddamn round. Like, like
That's fucking hilarious.
Yes. I love bad bitches. I live for bad bitches. And then, like, you get out and, like, you're an adult and you see all of your female friends are struggling with, and it's just like, break that shit down. Like, fucking set it free. burn it down. This is enough.
I
I
know
love
men
it.
men and women can teach each other so much when it comes to
Mhm.
stuff like this, you know. And I, shit that she teaches me and shit that I teach her, I'm just like, oh my god,
Oh my
hell
gosh.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we fucking
Yeah.
teach our kids, and we're like, hell yeah, you motherfuckers better be unstoppable, goddammit.
Exactly.
Goddammit!
Then it's just like they shake off the dogma so much earlier. You
Yes.
know, it's fabulous. I do have a lot of just respect to so many barriers are breaking down, and I think maybe the reason like why everything is so crazy and we see this really strong like regrowth of like hate, racism, and just bullshit is because they know it's like maybe a dying breath, right? Because like
Yes.
a lot of us are
Absolutely.
just shaking
Yep.
that shit off.
Yep.
And really just moving forward.
Well,
That's
dude,
what happens every time something's gonna die.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the new
Yeah.
generation always learns something new, and they always are more accepting of what was, negated in the past or whatever, So, like,
Yeah.
our kids are super cool. They know we do this, and they're cool. They know other people are kids their age that are, like, cool with poly or
Yeah.
just having an open relationship, and just not
Thank
settling
goodness.
down, and just not settling down,
Right.
And
It's
we
so
tell them,
toxic too.
yeah,
You know, like to be like born into that. Like to feel like you're headed straight towards that. All of my friends who are in toxic relationships are all in monogamous relationships. Like, like they're all stopping each other from exploring because of personal jealousy and because of issues and toxicity.
Right.
You know?
Oh God,
It's
And,
crazy.
Even
dude, that
even
jealous-
just to making friends, just
Mhm.
making basic. Doesn't have to be a sexual relationship at all. It just be going out and making friends. It hinders that.
right?
Right.
That jealousy stops personal growth.
It really does.
And we're like, come on, just a guy and a girl cannot be friends just to be friends. You can learn so much more off of her than you can him
Yeah.
sometimes.
And like you need the feminine and the masculine energy. Like our culture neglects that for
Mhm.
sure. Like, that concept that like we need like a little bit of like all of those extremes like for the
Right.
healthy balance. We completely don't focus on balance at all in this culture.
Oh.
It's crazy.
God, man. So we're a blended family. So I have 3 boys. She has 2 boys, but
I have 5 boys.
she has 5 boys altogether. But
Yeah, 6, right?
Yeah, 6.
But when we got together, I had been just with my boys for, a couple years. And so I'm just teaching them man stuff. That's all I know, And so when she came in, it was more like, she really balanced them out, really balanced them out. And, she had to break down a lot of walls
Mhm.
with them, but she did, and that's,
Well, I always wanted them to be able to talk about how they feel and express themselves and have a voice. And that can be hard for
I-
boys.
yeah, especially
So
like
true.
with another
Yeah.
dad. I'm just like, tell me what you feel, and they're just like, don't yell at me. I'm just like, I'm not, just like, this is how I am, just,
Mhm.
So, I don't know. She really balanced me out. She's definitely my yang,
Yeah.
She's definitely my yang.
That's beautiful. I mean, like that relationship, like it just like it has to exist, like, whether it's like male, female, like female, like whatever. I mean,
Male,
like
male.
we were just
Absolutely.
talking about like, Drew and his wife, how it like is sort of on the opposite end of the spectrum. Like in a way he's more wifely and Trish is like a lot more masculine. Like,
100%.
like
Mhm.
but I was telling him like, he was like, I think that like Trish is the masculine one. I was like, no, like you're the masculine one, bro. In a way you're the wifely one. Like don't confuse like the two. Like
Mhm.
you
Right.
can be masculine, like, and like it display like wifely traits. I mean, because wifely traits like are things like, being like extra emotional, like extra sensitive to the situation,
Mhm.
extra nurturing, like,
Right.
and like those sorts of things. And I was like, that does not encroach on your masculinity whatsoever, in
And
my opinion.
It shouldn't.
Like,
And,
yeah.
it shouldn't, like those toxic, good old boys,
Mm.
that's their like definition of it.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Don't have any
don't
fucking
feel things.
don't have any emotions.
Yeah.
And I tell my boys like, hey man, you guys are fucking men. You're young men. So
Yeah.
please, if you need to cry, you cry.
Yeah.
If you need to let it out, do it. You
Yeah.
have emotions, you have feelings. You're individual people.
If
like,
we
don't,
aren't supposed to cry, then why can we do it as
Mhm.
men? I mean,
Right.
like, and also I think like as men we like have a lot to cry about. I mean, like, there's so much that like our fellow man has done that's just like, I mean, it's a sad state sometimes, but like, crying always helps you feel better and
Feel
rise
better.
above
You
it.
gotta get out.
Mhm.
Yes.
Can't
I
store up
mean,
that pent up energy.
Yeah, but like, you know, like I'm a strong believer. Like once you cry, like move on, darling. Like, you know, like cry and then like rise above.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't dwell on it. Yeah, we're not
Absolutely.
crying like 3 or 4 times over the same thing. You know,
Exactly.
God damn it.
Yeah, and it's like if you are, then girl, you didn't do shit about it. Like, you know, like
So because you grew up around women, how much of an impact has that had on your daily costume?
well, a lot, an infinite amount. The women that I grew up with were stylish and beautiful, and I, you know, they were all growing up in the '90s, so it was like a lot of reddish hair, a lot of crazy patterns, like, you know, and I could not leave the house if I was not matching, you know, like, so.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
love that.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's
thank
hard
you.
right now. Our boys each have their own thing, you know,
Mhm.
like they're very comfortable with all colors. But
That's good. That's
one
the
of
first
them prefers just neutral colors,
Oh
like
my gosh.
gray,
White,
black, and
Black and gray.
white.
That's it.
Yeah,
White,
he's
black,
very
and gray.
monochrome.
And
Yeah.
you know, like if he's gonna wear it, it's like he wears it all the same color every day.
Yes.
So it's like I'm
Ah.
wearing all white today, or today I'm wearing my all gray suit,
Yeah.
or
Well-
today it's all black. You know?
I mean, in a way, that's better still than what it could be, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I walk downtown and I just see, like, in Denver, infinite seas of blue jeans and plaid.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
know.
Jeans upon plaid upon
Cowboy
jeans.
boots.
Like, yes, girl. And I'm
Yes.
just like, that's fine, you know, like, but I'm going to fucking steal your girl and fuck her better than you. Like, and she likes my outfit. Like, you know,
Okay.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe it's like a sense of competition, like with those old, like, street boys, like, you know, that I grew up with.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it's like,
hilarious.
you know, like
That's
wear the
hilarious.
queerness on the sleeve. Like, you know, I mean, women love nothing more than a little bit of queerness. You know what I
love
mean?
it.
Like-
I don't know.
So what?
Girl.
Gee, well, you know, this isn't. I don't know. I wouldn't know because this is me.
Well,
And so
like I
you say
said,
it's queer.
Queer
You know.
is not exactly sexual. Queer is also a vibe.
Right.
Like, you know, like, and I think that, like, you give off, like, the queer
Okay,
vibe in that
I
way.
definitely get you.
Mhm.
Hell fucking. Okay, hell yeah.
It's just like
and
you
yes,
walk into a bar and
yes.
you meet a straight guy who's just like one of those good old boy straight guys that is just like,
Yes.
you know, right away. It's like, okay, I see you.
I'm gonna turn you. I'm gonna turn you.
like, oh, I'm so close to turning straight. Yes.
I told you. Remember?
so close.
Remember we talked and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like there is like a section
It's a sport.
of like of like
It's
you
the
know
greatest
of
game.
like bi guys or you know like homosexual guys that love to turn a straight guy out. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Consensually.
Consensually. But you know,
Yeah.
after a couple drinks, you're like, really? Hey,
Well, that
you know,
always
hey,
helps.
hey, do you like porn? Oh, you do like porn. Well, do you like porn with a guy in it? Usually. Well, yeah, maybe I do. Well, oh, do you like to see the guy ejaculate in it? Are you gay? See, that's how you get it. You know, there's
This
like
man-
three
this
fucking,
man
you know, there's like
knows.
three
Oh,
questions right there.
I'm
boom,
sure
boom, boom.
It's
You know,
happened to him on more than one occasion.
dude, it's
No
definitely
doubt.
happened to me
you've
on
been
Monday.
the guy
Yeah.
who's
No,
been asked.
and
Yes.
yeah, multiple times, and I'm like, yep, definitely like porn. Yep, definitely, yeah. Sometimes mostly like it with the guy in it. Definitely like to see him come. Am I gay? Nope.
I
That's
mean,
where we got to stop right there, bro.
like,
Sorry about
porn is-
that.
Porn is
You
not
know?
indicative of who you are though, because like I mean,
No.
I've literally these days I watch nothing but straight porn. But I have not
Really?
been with a girl in in quite a while. Like,
Huh,
so
really?
sexually, like we're pretty active. We've been really experimenting with some other guys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like the porn, it's exclusively straight for me right now.
Really?
Interesting. Is it usually like one-on-one, or is like like threesome shit, or like what kind of?
Oh, of course
Because you
I love threesome stuff. Like of
Yeah.
Well,
you
that's how you guys
know,
met.
Like
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. You know, like
Yeah.
when you're watching it, is it something like that on that nature?
I mean, I will watch everything from lesbian porn to straight porn to right now my favorite kind of porn is definitely like like group stuff, like small group stuff where it just seems like it could like they shot it like with their cell phone or something.
Right.
You
Or
know,
it seems natural.
More like
not
natural.
staged.
exactly.
amateur shit.
Yeah, and
So do
not
you
like
guys-
crazy amateur, like because there's some like shaky cam
I
like in
know
a
you-
dark alley, like like not that amateur, but in a well-lit
Right.
house.
I know what you mean.
Right.
I know what
Yeah.
you mean. Yeah.
So do you guys watch porn together?
No, we never have.
Really?
Do you guys recommend it? Is it fun?
Well,
We have on occasion.
on occasion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We
Kenji-
usually see. I used to fucking run a porn store, and so it was after a while, like porn has just become like second nature, So it's like I've seen you fucking name it, I've
Right.
seen it, including like the most obscene, fucking obscure shit that you're like, oh my god, did you fucking just watch that? I've seen it all, but nothing illegal. Don't get me wrong, nothing
Oh,
illegal.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but dude, like me and her watch this shit, and it's just like we're more listen to music
Yeah.
and just get it on.
Yeah.
Right.
Same.
Because, dude.
But I will
Music is the
admit,
ultimate mood setter.
yes.
so during COVID, we were less hesitant to play at our club.
Oh yeah.
But you miss hearing the sounds of everybody
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
around
Oh,
you.
yeah.
And you
yeah.
miss like all that whole vibe. So we started sometimes just putting porn on, not even necessarily because we're watching it, but just because we're listening
Just
to
to
it.
like,
Yeah.
I
Like
know a lot
small
of friends who
group
do
stuff.
that
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
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 And just to hear it, and like we're already in the mood and we're already doing our thing. So, just to hear like, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Fuck
So
yeah.
do you watch porn alone?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Eh.
is it always gay porn?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
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 I'm a gay man. 100%.
100%.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you
What-
didn't know during high school, but
I didn't allow myself to know.
oh,
Like I watched gay porn in high school, but I still was with the girl. I was
Yes.
still. It wasn't until after college, and I met a group of people.
that it was like that.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, now I can just accept
Do you have brothers and sisters?
it. I have one sister. She's 6 years older than me.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So by the time I was in high school, she was out.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
So I'm like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like an only child in high school, so I was
Oh my
going through
gosh.
that by myself.
were your
Oh,
parents
shush.
surprised at all?
Oh no, Spice Girls,
Oh,
Barney.
Dude, because
What
parents know.
yeah.
Parents know.
Yeah, they do.
And it's funny.
They
you
weren't
know?
too happy. It took them like a week. Okay, I'm over it.
He
you know,
told
like-
them
good.
that he was gay the same time he told them he was quitting college.
Oh,
So,
And moving-
and
so they were
moving
like,
in with
"You're gay,
him,
that's
so it was
fine."
you
a-
decided to
ba-
drop
Fudge.
everything on them at once.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you're like their only child and their baby?
Yes.
I'm the baby.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
No, not only, yeah, but I'm so glad that they get accepted you
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
for that.
That
you
is
know?
awesome.
They're so amazing. Ace's entire his in-laws, his mother's family, all come from Chihuahua, and so
Oh, nice.
it's
Yep, Mexican
such
immigrant.
so much fun. It's just like Spanish and like rice and chile and cervezas and just a blast. And then his other family is from Ohio, so they're
Yep.
like
White
the
people from
other
Ohio.
Midwest.
White people too.
Midwest
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
So I'm a hybrid.
wow.
But they're
Oh,
still
but-
fun, y'all. Like,
my
I mean,
God.
it's like, but for them, it's like a brown ale and cornhole, you
Fucking
know?
A. Yeah.
Right? And horseshoes.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
shit.
God. I
Yep.
love how open they are because we travel to Mexico a lot. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh my
people
gosh.
will talk to everybody and people will find out what we do. And it's very shunned upon there because it's so religious. Still,
Mhm,
I mean,
yeah.
it's like
Catholic. Yep.
it's like God and then, their government and then their family.
and it's so wild is I tell her when I ran my porn store, it was one of those like not nice ones. It was the seedy ones with like an arcade in it that had
Oh,
a
my
downstairs.
favorite one.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
my favorite
right,
kind.
right. So I had never been in one of those before, but I had found out during this time that I worked there that it was like a very, very popular hookup spot for guys on the down low.
Yeah.
And to this day, I haven't worked there in fucking years. I haven't worked there in a long time. And to this day, I'd be like, hey, you see that Mexican guy over there acting all really tough and shit? Oh, yeah. You know what he was doing down there in that fucking number 17 glory hole booth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right?
So, half of your family, remind us again, is from Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
from Chihuahua
Yep.
specifically. And the other
They're
half,
Catholic.
and they're Catholic.
They're Mexicans. They're Catholic. You know.
Okay.
Hardcore Catholic, too.
Hand
right?
in hand.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
And the other half is
Midwestern.
White.
Are they?
Baptist. I don't even know what.
How did they both?
From Cleveland. In Cleveland.
How did they both?
In the
react?
army. Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh my God! Are you
Sorry.
serious?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Adds
gonna ask,
another
I thought you were
layer.
gonna ask where they met. I'm like, oh
No.
Continue.
I was gonna ask, how did they both react when you told them, hey, this is who I am. I'm gay.
Oh, okay. Well, I told them they weren't too shocked on that part, but I also told them that I had a boyfriend and that I'm dropping out of college and I'm moving in with him too, so it was a pretty pop.
Oh,
So they weren't
shit.
too happy for like a week or two.
It was
but
an
it
uphill
was not
battle
too.
for them to get to like me,
Oh yeah.
or me to get them to like
I was gonna
Took this
say.
guy.
I was gonna say, how long did it take for you to like win them over?
years.
Polly. Oh yeah, it took.
And luckily his
But we
sister
moved
has a
out here
boyfriend.
after only maybe about 9 months.
Okay.
Oh,
So
so
you haven't-
you
10 months of being together.
you
I took
turned
the
their
baby.
lives
And so
away
we-
and took the baby.
I turned him gay. I dropped him out of college. And
Right.
I took him
You
away.
turned him gay.
Well,
Right?
It's not
That's
a
how they're looking
reputation
at
I'm
it.
afraid to have.
oh, cheers.
I'll give him that point. You can have that point.
I love
He
that
wants-
she owns it.
If
I
he
know.
wants it.
It's
I know.
PCG,
I
baby.
know it is.
Yeah.
It is,
Own
baby.
that
I
shit.
know, right?
Oh, the first time that I learned about the snap, I was going to CU Boulder. I was taking a gay lesbian studies class. It's like, I know nothing about gay history. I'll take this class. It wasn't about gay history. It was just about like being gay. This is an easy class.
Really?
Yeah, I was like,
That's a perfect class for CU Boulder. Come on.
needless
it
to
though?
say.
Yes,
yes.
God, right?
I learned a lot though about like growing up, like where we grew up, like it was just like I didn't know shit about like gender or anything. I learned a lot, but I also learned the snap. And the first time I learned the snap, it completely fucking freaked me out because I was in the middle of class and they were like, let's talk about like untraditional weddings. And I was like, my husband and I got married under the Church of Cthulhu, and the whole class starts like snapping. I was like,
What
and I literally went home and asked my roommate, I'm like, what does it mean like when a room full of people like snaps at you? And he's like, oh, it's less triggering applause. And
Yeah.
I was like, I always just clapped quietly for that.
Golf clap.
Yeah, like with a good like double chin, and that's how you really show it. You're really feeling it.
I love it.
Love it.
So you took how long to win this family over then?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I won his mom, Lupe, over a little bit sooner. Just the women love. Like, women love queer men. I mean, so it was a little bit sooner, but like his dad, Steve, he's a Republican guy. He plays golf
Aw.
every single day.
Oh,
It was a bit of an uphill battle, but we started going to concerts together, and that was really the thing. We saw like Pat Benatar together and like Journey
Oh.
together,
Oh my God.
and then we started really
so you had
bonding.
some bonding
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
there. Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
and now him and I will get together and we will just shoot the shit all night. And now we love each other, but like
I love that.
it took a while. Yeah,
Fuck. Yes.
yeah,
Right on.
it's worth it. If you have like a significant other with an in-law and you have to work really, really hard like to get in good, it's worth it. It's worth getting in good.
Oh.
Yeah.
And either way, though, how about, are you, fit in with his family?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You go.
My family, they're just free love party people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Free love party
so
people. Oh yeah.
I mean, it definitely threw them off guard. Like, I had been dating nothing but girls. Like, I had to
That's what I
identify it
mean.
as.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it was like
Mm.
really like a left field. Like, whoa, what
Oh,
what the hell is
for
this all about?
sure. I had dated like, beautiful, beautiful girls, and like who I will love forever, and who are still some of my best friends, and who helped me learn so much about myself. But
That's awesome.
like, and my mom was always like, I would bring home like these beautiful girlfriends, and I don't think they really saw it. Like, even though I was like in theater and stuff, I think they did that thing that parents do where they're like, well, he's got girlfriends.
Yep.
Cognitive
that was-
dissonance.
Mm-hmm. And
They just didn't see it.
Yep.
They seen it, but they just didn't
They
see
chose
it.
Yeah.
not to
They
see
chose not to see it.
exactly. And maybe somewhere they knew, but like, I think they could sense that like I wasn't faking it with any of my girlfriends. And then so, I met Ace, and I literally was just kind of like, I'm with Ace. Like, this is my boyfriend now. And they were both like, the fuck? Like,
Oh shit.
like they had no idea.
What
like,
about your
how
Oh
siblings?
my
to
god!
react.
And especially being like
Yeah.
your dad,
It
and
was-
he's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, what the fuck?"
Well,
like,
the crazy thing is, my whole life, everyone was like, your dad's gonna freak. Your mom is gonna be like, let's go shopping. And it's complete opposite.
No
my mom,
way.
yeah, my mom took it really, really hard, and my dad was just like, whatevs. Like,
Fuck yeah.
it was crazy, but me and my mom like worked through it, and my mom, like, growing up, had so many gay friends and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like, I think it's just that she like really wanted,
Kids,
you know,
grandkids.
yeah. And I mean, like, you know, like, hey, like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
always tell her you never know. Like, it's a dark night in
That
the
was
threesome.
another,
Sometimes
that was another
things
thing with my
happen.
parents
You might
too.
get
They
one.
really chilled out after my sister had her kid. I'm like, okay, we got our great kid. Like,
As long
we
as
don't
you
really.
know, somebody
Yeah, we
can,
got
like-
we got one, so we're good.
Yes.
And my
yeah.
little sister's married now, so it's like, Brittany,
She might
take
get
care
one
of that.
soon.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you guys think you'll ever?
yeah.
Do you guys ever want kids? Have you talked about that?
Yeah, we sometimes like we get like a little extra romantic, and we're like, you know, kids would be great, but then like our friends' kids stay the night or something, and we're like, we're so happy we don't have kids. Like,
Yeah,
Hey,
our friend,
hey.
our friend came over talking about her teenage daughter. They're just like, I went out 10 o'clock. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out of here. Didn't come back home till like 2 o'clock. Like, I just can't. So it's like,
Hey,
do we
man.
want kids? Let's just get another dog. Let's
So-
get another cat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because check this out. We have 2 nieces that are 6 and 7, the first girls in the family in 20 years, and we wouldn't trade one of our teenage boys for, you know, all of our teenage boys for one of those girls.
ugh.
You know,
We love them
it's
to
tough.
We love 'em.
pieces.
We love them.
I mean, there are girls, but girls girls go from like 2 to 21 like so quick,
Mhm.
and they are so nosy and just so into everything. Like our
And
boys,
so fucking smart too. It's just like,
right?
Oh my God.
Our boys, they were when we came out and told them, you know, that we're in the lifestyle and we have open relationships. For the most part, they were like, "Oh, okay," you know. And we had always been really open about talking to them about, because we want them to be who they are and
Yeah.
not ever feel uncomfortable. And-
Mhm.
that will help
and
them
have
so
options.
much.
Right.
Yeah. Have options. It's okay to have, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
And they're in very
you know?
formative years right now.
Oh yeah.
And that's hard for them because they were never really into social media, and then COVID hit.
Oh.
And so
And that was like the only way to.
The-
yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
now
yeah.
they've
Yeah.
gotten into social media because they didn't, you know, really have a choice, because that's the only way they could see their friends. And so they're very formative years, but they're old enough now to understand, and they know. You know, it's funny because the way you describe your parents is the way that we're always described. We have fun all the time. Every day is a party. Doesn't matter what we're doing. And we truly like have a very strong relationship, and we're very blessed.
You guys are open about it too, which is like so important, because like with kids, like if you're not open with something, then I think it just seems like you're hiding it,
Right.
and they don't maybe understand that nuance.
you know, and
Yeah.
we definitely didn't want that with our kids.
Right.
Because the hiding thing, you know, it feels like so shady
Right.
or
Yeah.
scandalous.
Like,
you
we're
know,
doing
you're just
something
like,
wrong.
Like I'm trying to
Yeah.
fucking like keep something from you, and I don't want to keep something from you. You know,
Right.
like you should
And there's
have.
no purpose. Like my dad hid that he smoked weed till I was like 16, and at the time I was like, betrayal. And now I can outsmoke my dad. You know, so it's like,
I just, you know, what's funny is, you know, we told our kids, hey, you know, this is what we do. You know, and they're all good. We don't want to do that ever.
Mhm.
Ever.
And they might
you know,
change their mind
I
at
was
some
about to say,
point.
high
Later.
school's different.
but
Right.
later.
Like,
But
yeah.
you know, right now they're like, we don't want to do that ever. And we're good. We're
But
good.
they also
you know?
knew us as very monogamous, you know, their whole childhood, like before they became teenagers.
Right. Yeah.
And so, and they know, like, we can't keep our hands off of each other. We love each other, you know, like,
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
very rarely fight. We have a very great, just healthy relationship.
And see like a really awesome open or like poly relationship just like kind of just like allows that so much more, I think.
Right.
You know, like it's like it allows for fulfillment of fantasies, and it allows for like exploration in really healthy ways that like monogamy just like just shuts down from the
Right.
beginning.
Hey,
You
this
know?
is a really funny fucking story, but we were hanging out with another couple. We're not going to say who, you know, here on, and, you know, it was a man and woman, you know, and, and we were talking about, you know, fantasies and whatnot. And my wife goes, you know, she knows a woman, and she says, well, you know, I know you've told me that you fantasize about 2 men, you know, and her man was like,
Nope, not her.
nope, not her. She doesn't do this. No. Oh, I don't think so. And so I stopped that, and I was like, wait a second. Have you ever fantasized about 2 women? And this motherfucker went and told me, no. I've never done that before. Shut the fuck up right now with your bullshit.
Oh my
Now-
Right?
gosh, yeah.
He just
Background matters. So this particular guy it has a Hispanic first generation. He's a first generation here. So his parents, were used to, and not Mexico, but another Central American country. I don't want to say it because I feel like it'll
I
give
know.
it away.
Who cares?
So, but that is, I don't even think he's allowed himself to explore his own sexuality.
Yeah.
Because of the religious condemnation of it.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
And it's hard. Honestly, in the lifestyle, it's great to see right now, at least here locally, the Hispanic community is really opening up to the idea of ethical non-monogamy.
Not just Hispanic, the black community,
Mhm.
Asian community, just the
Yeah.
diversity.
Yep.
Because it used to be for a long time, it was just, old white people.
I mean, look at
True.
And it
Look
was
at the-
it was,
Yeah.
when you
but
think
the-
swingers.
But you know what I'm saying?
when
like,
you think swingers,
it
that's
was like
what you're
that. It was like that.
primarily.
That
Well, now I
middle-aged to
think Georgia
old.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right?
Redefined.
Right.
Right? Oh,
Right.
I know.
Yeah.
Definitely redefined now,
Oh, and
But, like-
But you guys are
age-wise-
totally right. Yeah. Yeah.
Age-wise, it just keeps getting younger and younger. That they're,
Yeah.
people are more into exploring and feeling okay with it.
Totally. I think the first I really kind of really started being kind of more sold on the idea was when one of my friends I worked at Mesa Verde State Park for a while teaching about paleoclimate blah 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 in my scientist life. And I had a friend who had just recently come out as bi, and she was with her first girlfriend, and she was just like, oh my gosh, she just taught me so many things about that exact thing, about exactly what you guys are talking about. And it's so weird that it's just such a foreign concept,
Right.
and it's just gets dropped on you, sort
Right.
of, and you're like,
it should be out there.
yeah,
Everybody should be able to talk
Yep.
about that, and it should be okay.
Well,
Agreed.
with
Yeah.
Polly, my best friend is Polly, and she always says, nobody questions if I love both my kids.
mhm.
Why
Yeah.
would they question if I love both the men in my life?
And it's we are creatures. Many of us are creatures of love in an era that suppresses that inherently, and it's just so much love to give, and it's just
I
what's
know.
the point in suppressing it? I mean, I don't see the harm. I mean, this is not the '60s. I think, and this community is generally pretty safe, and so it's just as long as you take general safety and general consent, and that sort of stuff into consideration, what the hell is stopping you?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what did your parents get out of monogamy? What have you gotten out of monogamy? Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. I mean, my parents literally got divorced and then got back together again a month later. That is the
Really?
embodiment of monogamy. Yeah. I mean, it's just yeah, it's madness. Yeah, I think it's inherently built on the idea that you have to be so jealous of the thought of anyone else with your partner that you're willing to go full caveman mode on that shit.
Right.
Protect that shit, hold that shit down. And it's that's not what people are. People are not property. You love them and you set them free and you coexist and appreciate that alongside
Mhm.
each other.
Right.
How was your family growing up? Is it just, your dad and your mom? That's it?
Pretty much.
How long have they been together?
How old's my sister? Almost 36, 37 years.
Oh, wow.
Almost 40.
Wow.
Yeah. 40 years.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't know how.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
because they're both bad.
Yeah. I love them.
They're both
I
bad
love
because-
it. I love it. See, I hear stuff like that, and I want to do that with my wife. Because that's my girl. But you never really hear about that nowadays. And
Well, you have to live in the moment. And I think,
Yeah.
that's the thing that so many
Yeah,
couples are missing.
They met each other in Germany in the army. They got married within 3 months meeting each other. Boom. Okay. They went home. My wife.
Yeah.
Bam.
I think Steve showed her so much stuff too, coming from Chihuahua and then
Yeah, it was the
growing
80s,
up,
so
working really
those
hard.
Germany. Those
Yeah.
English. Those hard rocking Led Zeppelin and
Yeah, we're talking about the original days when all the original members of AC/DC were still together and still piss drunk on the stage,
during Germany.
epic
Yeah.
stories. They
that's
built a
awesome.
relationship on music, and yeah, I mean family's really important to both of them too. I really got so goddamn lucky with my in-laws because I love them genuinely, And like, there's so many in-laws that like people are just like they'll do anything to avoid their in-laws.
Right.
You know, like yeah. And it's not that way with me. I'm like, Steve's going to town. Like, let's go get drunk at a bar and yell about politics. Yes.
So,
like
at this point, do they know that you guys are in an open relationship?
we don't know. We don't talk about that with our parents. Really.
No.
My mom
We don't hide
was like,
it,
I
but,
want to
you know,
listen to the podcast.
Never comes
You
up.
did?
No, we don't hide it, but it never
Oh.
comes up. Like we
I
don't
thought
talk
you said
about
I
it. They
did.
don't-
I was like, damn, they know. Well.
I would really like to know what your parents think about that.
I would.
Oh yeah. They got my parents. They got
Because
that
well,
toxic
hold on.
monogamous.
Well, hold on. They've already been so open, about both of your stuffs. So it's like,
I know you can't. This isn't any worse than dropping
Yeah.
3 bombs on them at once.
Yeah.
so I would just, I would just really love to hear like how your parents think about it, especially coming from somebody with no parents, So I'm
Mhm.
just like, because I sort of latch onto the, and they love me for some goddamn reason. I don't know why. She knows this.
Everybody
Like-
loves Kenji.
I think his parents might be more open to it than mine would. I mean, his parents are really open-minded people. Like my parents are like really
yeah.
opinionated.
His
and I
parents are
love
young
that,
too.
but-
His parents are in their 40s.
Yeah,
My
my
parents are in
parents
their
had me
60s.
when they were
They're
17.
retired already.
Oh,
They're
wow.
Yeah.
like, yeah. My mom had me at
Very
35.
different.
So
Oh, wow. Okay.
so they're,
okay.
They're
Oh.
set in their ways. They're good. They're doing their thing.
Interesting.
His parents are younger. They were in their teen years when they had him. So
Yeah, 17.
Hey,
they're still in their
Yeah.
40s.
So you said you're looking for opportunities right now. Do you have a manager?
That's exactly where I'm at. So, I was so before this, I was writing mostly about the Arctic. I have a few published articles on permafrost. Like, my most recent article was with the Arctic Institute. But I want to leave that behind for the sense that, like, I just wrote a one-act play, and it's definitely about climate change and environmentalism. But I think that you can speak so much more to people through metaphor and through art and through, like the power of audio-visual imagery rather than just like throwing facts at people.
Okay.
And I just got really tired
Okay.
of that. Like, of just like trying to like get everyone to realize, and now I just want to get people to feel instead. I think that right now, like, in our world, there's like there is so much to celebrate and there's so much to be happy for. And there's so much to mourn, and there's also like so much loss. And like the way that we express that as humans is art. And like the way that we like embody that and the way that we make sense of that is artistic. Letting go of science, I am literally at that point where I'm like, all right, I've been doing Sweeney Gray 8 hours a day for the last couple weeks. Like, it's time for representation. It's time for a solid manager. And, because without that, like, those are the gatekeepers, and
Right.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, the art industry like has a lot of gatekeepers, but all that you really need is to know like who the gatekeeper is and what sort of key you need.
Right.
And it's like, fuck, dude, like whenever I was looking for science jobs for the whole last year during COVID, I messaged like 40 like super well-known scientists. I reached out to a million damn professors, and I was like, I'm not afraid of reaching out to producers and shit anymore. So I just feel like I had to go through my 5-year identity crisis as a scientist to like value my art and value who I am, and now I'm ready. But I did just begin the search. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I love it. Fuck. Cheers,
Well,
God
Yes.
damn it.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
the last drink. Oh,
Boys.
God damn it.
Good
Y'all want
luck.
to learn a little bit of Russian? Oh yes, cheers, and drugs is friends. So,
Okay.
oh yeah, drugs. Yeah.
Drugs?
I always taught I was a 3rd grade teacher this year until I quit and started doing art. Like,
Oh.
yeah, and I taught them a Russian word every single day. And when I left, they were like all crying and they're like, "Das vidanya."
Classic.
Oh, how
Classic.
sweet.
I love it.
Well, once again, we cannot thank you guys for coming.
Mm-hmm.
We really enjoy that you were able to share your relationship with us and share what it's like opening up a relationship.
So much fun, you guys.
I know.
I'm so
Thank you so much.
yeah,
guys.
it was a
you.
pleasure
Hell
talking
yeah.
to both of you guys. Honestly, I love your story. I love the love, and you know how many times I said that. I can't say it enough.
I know.
I love that you were here and sharing it with us.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank
it's
you,
so much.
Ishes.
Thank you guys for giving us a safe platform to talk about this.
Absolutely.
It's important.
Yes,
Yeah.
it should be.
Absolutely.
As it should be.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So, right now,
Plug.
I have a few film projects on the cutting room floor and in production. But in the meantime, you can check out some of the work that Andrew Gomez and I have done together. Some award-winning horror films that we have shot together on my YouTube, Sweeney Gray. You can also follow me on Instagram at Sweeney Gray as well.
Ooh, thank you so much for plugging away.
I love
Thank you guys for giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. We always want to support, and especially anything to do with the art or anything on top of that to do with the lifestyle. And
We're all in it together.
Yes.
Plug
Yeah.
away. Do you need anything to plug?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, then.
Okay.
He's plugging him later.
I'm here for this.
I was just gonna say, I'll be doing the plugging.
All right, Ishes, once again, thank you guys for coming. And to you guys, please, I know everybody listens to us on audio only, but we are also on YouTube.
Yes, we
So
are.
please check us out on YouTube. Follow us there. You can watch the video and listen along at the same time. And make sure you like and subscribe.